Can you carry me?
I'm going to touch myself and cast light.
Cyrus, no!
I trust your whiskey taste. I trust your judgment.
So it can speak. We get its tongue now.
I'm not sure there's been an occasion where any of us have been particularly stealthy.
It probably wouldn't have worked, but we should have tried. Why are we so stupid?
I think the lesson from this is that I need to stop listening to you guys.
And it's at this moment we realize the DM is an idiot. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 17th session of As Below, So Above. And this is our finale of Season 1. So, with that, let's have a quick recap of where we left everything. It was in the middle of a big fight in this throne room of the Dwergar, and you guys started attacking the king in his quarters, which may have been a smart idea. We'll see. History will be the judge of that, I suppose. And where we left it, we were in the middle of combat with our setup here, where you guys can all see you have surrounded the king. This guy. And two of your party members are being dragged off by large Dwergar, shown Mia and Mia. Those guys. The duck and the octopus. The frog has attempted to grab Orpheus several times and failed. And with that, it is the top of the round. So, I believe that is Samson.
So if I remember correctly, it was in the process of trying to assault this invisible king, right?
Yes, the king is invisible and under a net, but because of the invisibility has advantage or has disadvantage on being hit.
I had attempted to
But
disarm the.
Doesn't the net give advantage on being hit?
Yes, so it all cancels out.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
If
was
he is still
attempting
under the net.
to grab to try to get the staff, the scepter, right? I guess
You
we
can't
can't see that
No,
anymore. Yeah.
But I will let you do a check to try and grab it, but that will be disadvantaged because you literally can't see it. And the fact he's trapped by the neck doesn't make it any easier because you
Yeah,
now
no, I
have to
think
get
I'm
the
just
scepter
gonna-
through the net.
I'm just gonna overhand. It's bonking time, and try to come down with a big bonk of the big club.
Big bonk of the big club.
On
yeah.
on the net there.
All
Had
right,
enough-
let's
Had enough
go.
of this transparent shenanigan.
Yes. All right, roll to attack the so-called king.
Ooh. Constructed 21.
That your club whacks something. It's not stone. You know what it feels like to whack stone or the ground or whatever there is in here. You seem to have whacked something a little bit squishier than that, but not by much. Just like maybe a little bit, like 0.1 less dense.
This not only is this king gone invisible, he's given himself slightly less dense than stone skin or something. I'm not familiar with magic, so forgive me, hands.
And could you roll me damage on the hit, please?
Let's see here. Oh, 10 plus 3 is 13.
Nice.
Alrighty. That is a pen. I'm not going to use that to write stuff down.
That is a really nice hit on the guy underneath the net pretending to be the invisible king. Sneaks away.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from you there, Samson?
I think he just has to do a stun DC 12 strength.
I rolled the save for him.
Got it.
I
Cool.
will not tell you whether he succeeded or failed because you
Sure.
cannot see him, so you can't tell if
Totally
he's
ignored.
stunned.
Yeah.
Does he need to? Maybe you can't say this or not, but I assume since we still can't see him, the invisibility stays up. So whether that's concentration or not, he's still
Yeah,
invisible.
you still don't see him. You're
Okay.
not sure why.
So I don't think it would be advantageous for me to use Crusher and knock him 5 feet. Like that's not going to make him appear. So, and it's just going to make it potentially harder to even find him. So I'm not going to bother with that piece.
That's fair.
All right.
Alrighty, that takes us to Hati.
Yeah, Hati does not like being grappled. So I'm gonna try and struggle my way out and fight against the black clock. Is it an opposed grapple check for a strength saving throw?
Yeah, so to break the grapple, you and I will roll a thing here. Okay.
Okay. Oh, that is a 15.
All right, let me just grab this book here with stuff in it. Okay. Hati, you are free from the grapple.
Nice. So that's my action. I have a bonus action, but not much I can do. So I think that is my turn.
All right, that takes us to
If you can remove the grapple ring.
yes. So before we get to the king, I would like Samson, Cyrus, and Jens to all roll a dex save.
King's fireballing himself this time.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
14. 14 all told.
14. And Samson?
14 as well.
Okay.
And 12 for me.
Okay. You all fail. And what happens is you're not sure, but the rest of the party that is not rolling this save all see the wall over here explode in a giant blast, seemingly coming from the other side as shrapnel fires its way into the room and knocks the three of you prone and off the stage in a certain number of squares. So, and you all take force damage as well.
Cool.
And Jens is blasted right up into the wall.
Oh no.
I was rolling a d10 to see how many spaces you guys moved, and we rolled a 10 for Jens. The king, you're not sure where he is. Let's move. I want to put him so I remember where he is, but at the same time, I don't want you guys knowing where he is. Now I'm just gonna mod the wall here for a
He's
second.
blasted free of the net then? Like the net goes one way and it looks empty?
That's a good point.
Yeah, the net is torn up by the shrapnel for some reason, even though nets are only affected by slashing damage. And this is just broken down, and we get some more boys. And you that are not prone and blasted from the wall, so Orpheus, Vero, and Hati all see a bunch of those Trog-looking people come in.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
And they seem to
Okay.
be rushing and looking for something. When the blast happens, you guys, yeah, a second. Yeah. So the thing about the net and the guy, you actually do see his body because I'm like, right, he would take normal damage from this blast, and well, it kills the king, and you guys see his body kind of let's see. Okay. It actually is very close to Jens. It's right here. And now the body represents this is the chest holding the orb.
The orb.
Okay.
So there's this big explosion, and you guys are flung across the room taking force damage, and then these troglodytes run in, and they are gunning for that orb. It is now.
Troglodytes?
They introduced themselves as Trogs. You guys identified them as Snurf Neblin.
Just because they're called Trogs doesn't make them troglodytes.
You guys I.e., the DM didn't say it. You guys said they're Snurfneblin, and I never
They're not
corrected you.
Snurfneblin?
They're little guys, and you think they're Snurfneblin.
Oh
But they
no!
came from Trog's palace. Wow.
They came from Trogs
Yeah.
Palace. And Schnoodle McNubbin called herself a Trog. Anyway,
I thought it was like a family name.
it is, well, it was the king's turn, but the king's dead, and it is now Jens's turn. Jens, you are prone and next to the orb. Would you like to stand up, please?
Well, damn. First of all, may I say, Mr. Game Master, you've done an excellent job this campaign of twists mid-combat. Like when we break at the end of one session, I think I know what's going on at the start of the next session, and I've like thought out my whole turn, and then it gets to my turn, and everything is totally different.
Who
Yep.
needs
Yep.
a plan?
Who needs a plan? Okay. I will stand up.
Yep.
That takes half my movement, correct?
That is correct. You still have an action and a use object, which could be just picking up this orb and then dashing if you would like to use more movement than just 15 feet.
I am going to. Well, my speed is halved for damage, so I think I have like. Is it round down, round up?
It always rounds down in D&D unless specified otherwise, so that's
So I
7
have
plus
5.
15.
It's what? Sorry.
It would be so half your movement is 15, and then half
Yeah.
of that to stand up is 7.5, so round down 7, so you have 7 movement left. Unless
Which
you use
means I
the
can move-
dash, then you have 15.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
I guess
okay,
that'd be,
okay.
I guess 7, but you're right, you wouldn't be able to move into another square, so you'd round it even further to 5 using 5-foot squares,
Yeah.
so you get 20 feet of movement total
If you dash.
if you dash.
If I dash. Okay. Well, I pick up the orb for a starter.
Okay. Add 1 mystical crystal orb attached to a scepter to your inventory. Or you
Okay.
could just say Babel's Eye and we'll all know what it is.
Spoilers.
What did we promise our little friend?
That we would
Which-
advocate for them if we brought the eye back to Babel, so that we
That's
would
true.
convince Babel to like let them live where they want to live.
And she got pissed off with you guys and left.
Yeah, probably brought some friends.
I showed to the people running up at me. We've almost defeated them all. Quick, attack the giant ones. And I point over the giant ones.
Are you trying
If-
to
if-
persuade them?
I
do you
am
want to
trying to
roll a
persuade
check?
them, and if that eats
That'll-
my
that-
action, then that's
That
cool.
will eat your action. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll persuasion, please.
Come on, come on.
Come on.
Eh?
Mm.
Da, 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 da. Oh, 9.
Had them
Maybe.
tab. Now where the hell did they go? Okay. Yeah, no, they don't seem based off the continuation of their actions remaining unchanged, you don't think you're too convincing.
Yeah, I felt it as I said it. We're gonna move 5 feet directly towards Samson.
Done. All right, that takes
Alright.
us to the Black Cloaks. So it is about this time that you see several more come in, and these ones reappear. These are the red ones that were made big. So they're,
That's where they went.
well, they went somewhere and then the blast happened and now their invisibility has broken.
They're like, let's go invisible and abandon our king when he's surrounded.
What would you do if your king was surrounded?
They knew it was a lost cause.
The King's Honor Guard? Is that the, if I was part of the King's Honor
It's,
Guard, what
you
would
give
I
up
do if
your
my
life
king
to
got
protect the
surrounded?
king.
They may or may not have given up on the king or been doing something else. Unclear to you guys. But the Black Cloaks, they get to go. These ones are going to go 1, 2. And that one is going to attack Hati. I was like, who's that? The small guy. That's Hati.
Oh, is that Hati? Okay. I'm not
Yeah.
grappled anymore.
That's correct. They're not grappled.
Yeah. So just
that's
Wait,
gonna
I think
take,
you've got the minis mixed up.
Isn't that Hati?
so that,
That's
yes.
Hati, yes. So
Oh,
he,
I took the grapple ring off of.
Yeah.
yeah,
There we
that's
go.
right.
Yeah. Because I looked at that one. I'm like, oh, it's Hexen. So that's
Yeah.
swap.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. There's too strong association with the minis. It's hard. Anyway, it completely misses you. This one is still running and it's trying to get to the wizard, but it does not have enough movement to get all the way there. And then his buddy's gonna come up behind him. They use their full action to move that far, or you assume.
Wait, where did
this
those
one
guys
is-
come from?
They came from the door.
Are they
Okay.
Trogs or Dwargar?
The black cloaks and the red cloaks are Dwergar, and the green cloaks are the Trogs.
Okay, you might need
Sorry
to
if it's
remind me
getting
at some
confusing.
point that the
Yeah.
glare makes it hard to tell the black from the green.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Green cloaks, black cloak, and red cloaks. This one's gonna move 1, 2, 3, carrying Vera with him.
Oh,
This one is going to try to grapple Orpheus for like the third time.
Rude.
I know.
Mhm.
What'd you get?
Just a second.
Okay.
Ooh. 15.
Nice. You are grappled.
No! That was
Uh,
like one of the highest numbers I could get.
It's like,
Alas, they also rolled a 15,
Alas.
and they have mods. That's going to take us to Cyrus.
All right. Cyrus is going to stand up. And he is also going to attempt to persuade the Trogs, seeing that we have vastly become outnumbered. And also he thinks that the Trogs are probably good people.
Yeah. Let's go with the
so
persuasion.
Yeah. And this was at disadvantage. I got a 21.
Nice. Why were you disadvantaged?
Because it's a check and I've got damage points.
Ah, right. I forgot to look at your guys' character sheets to remember how much damage you had,
Yeah.
which is probably
Mhm.
bad considering I was throwing in new enemies. Yeah. You do you want to plead your case? Tell us what you say.
Absolutely. We promised Snoodle McLubbin that we would advocate for you guys to get out of the mountain. Please allow us to go do that for you.
Almost like a secret ops rescue team. The front guy on the top of the pedestal over there, Disson. He lowers his crossbow and then just kind of gives you like a come this way motion. Almost like get behind the fire.
I am going to use my full movement of 5 feet and take that one step, I guess, towards him.
Nice.
To try and get behind the line of fire, but it's not really going to work. Yeah. And then I'm going to turn and shout to my party, let's go. Let's go out the way that they came in.
And with that, it is the Red Cloak's turn. Let's see. This guy is going to run up to there and attack one of those.
Also, I'm pretty sure that Cyrus hasn't even noticed that that Vero is grappled and being taken away yet.
Yep, that's all. I was like, we have a slight issue with running away.
Let's go this way. Leave that guy.
There's so much going on. He can't keep track of everything.
All right, so the cloaks, two of them run up to the Dwergar run up to the Trogs. They're in the large form, the red ones over there, and one of them starts hanging out by that hole. Now, those guys are getting attacked. One of them hits successfully, the other one misses, and takes quite a bit of damage. That takes us to Vero. Vero, can you please try and escape grapple or hit this thing?
No.
Your call.
Barrow's going to attack. He's going to
Nice.
start to flail wildly because he's getting frustrated and sees himself passing through the doorway, being dragged out of combat.
Nice.
What?
In terms of D&D mechanics, what he's going to do is cast Chaos Bolt with
Nice.
Tides of Chaos at the same time,
Nice.
giving him advantage on that roll against the guy who's holding him.
Okay.
So that is a 21 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits.
Okay, and so now let's the rolls are not good. Okay, so that'll be 11 psychic damage.
Okay. Do we remember if the duck was number 2 or number 3? I think number 2 may have died.
I don't think any of them have died yet.
Well, there was 4 of them. There's only 3 of them now, so I don't know where the other one went. I think one did die.
Oh, okay, maybe.
11, you said?
Yeah, 11
Yeah.
psychic damage.
Nice. Yeah, you cause this Dwergar to agonize in pain with the chaotic words you have uttered, and it's looking really beaten, but not quite dead yet.
Okay. Is there any wild magic surge?
Oh, give me the roll.
That's a nat 20.
Okay, so no, because I think you need nat 1, right?
Yeah,
The opposite.
I wish I had gotten that nat 20 another time.
All right,
Just
well,
wasted my only one today.
I think, Joe, I'm sure you know this, but I'm like with Tides of Chaos, I think you can bypass the rolling of a d20.
I don't know Tides of Chaos off the top of my head, but if
Oh,
that's the case, then
okay.
yes.
Yes, with Tides of Chaos, the DM can decide just to forego rolling the
Oh.
d20 after it's been cast. Because normally
Yeah.
Wild Magic Surge, you roll the d20 if the DM wants you to after casting a spell, but after casting
After
Tides
Tides of
of
Chaos,
Chaos.
you skip the roll. Yeah.
but again,
Okay.
it's at the DM's discretion.
And then Vero will be allowed to use Tides of Chaos again because you used that feature.
Yeah, once I've rolled on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're rolling Tides of Chaos, and with the wild magic, we get
Ooh. Fireball on yourself.
it's not helpful.
Aw.
For the next minute, you must shout when you speak.
Nice.
It's like I feel like you were gonna do that anyway.
Who knows?
Well,
But now you do
Vero
have
gets-
Tides of Chaos, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
do
now
have
if
it
Vero
again.
gets pulled away, we'll always be able to hear him as he goes down the hall.
Yep.
Okay,
That is my whole turn.
With that, it's Orpheus's turn.
All right. I'm grappled right now, right?
Wee.
Okay. I want to try to convince both the Dwergar and the Trogs that they should stand down because of the Dwergar have been oppressed by this king so long, and he attacked them specifically just to get at us. Like, he doesn't care about his own people. And I'm gonna make this very articulate speech to
Okay.
this effect.
Roll a performance.
Performance? It's
Sorry,
fine, it's the same.
Yeah, I figured as much.
That's with
You wanna-
disadvantage, right?
If you have taken that many points of damage, then yes.
Okay. The first one was really good. Oh god. Come on. The second one was not as good. 14.
Not bad.
Do you want to give us a little taste of your speech?
It's just to the effect of like, this horrible man just cast a fireball on all of you. And he did it without caring or thinking about any of your lives, despite being in charge of your safety. And he did it really for no reason other than we had accidentally insulted him. He is not fit to rule, and he is the one who's been keeping you at each other's throats. And now is the time to stop fighting each other and to start thinking about forming a union to sort of solve all of these problems that both of your peoples have been having.
Amen.
Amen indeed. And it's also was. The king is dead.
Your words resonate with the party. The Trogs look a little bit confused. Some of them slightly betrayed as they just made a quick alliance with one of your friends to get you out of there. And on the line of forming a union together in an almost comical fashion, both the Dwergar and the Trogs point at each other and say, "With them, never!" And the fighting continues.
That's
It's good
fair.
effort.
You tried.
In that case, I will use my bonus action to inspire Cyrus again in the hopes that he will do better than I did.
Thank you.
You know what always ends combat? A good speech. A good speech. 10 out of 10.
It's the most satisfying resolution, isn't it?
It is. It will save us the turmoil of Joe attacking himself as a DM having different factions of enemies in a fight. Thinking that was going to be an easy and smooth thing to do. Right. Moving right along to the top of the initiative, it is Samson's turn.
So I think I'm still knocked on my ass right now.
That's correct. You can stand up and it takes half your movement.
Okay, so I'll stand up and I will also attempt a conversational tactic. I'm going to cast thaumaturgy, so use magnified presence to
Nice.
make my voice really booming and loud and just like kind of say, "The king is dead."
Yeah.
Say whatever motives or missions brought you to this moment, ask yourself, is now the time for more bloodshed? Or can we perhaps see this as an opportunity to forge a new way forward, where we take this orb and everybody else figures out how to be friends?
All right.
Again, resonates with the party. You guys are all on the same page here. But the opposing factions do not seem interested in being friends with one another, and the idea of you taking the orb really offends both parties.
You have to listen to me because my voice is louder than normal.
And with that, Samson, would you like to move as well on your turn? You have
No,
5 feet
I
of
just
movement.
I just sit down cross-legged and cross my arms, disappointed that nobody's listening.
Samson gives himself the prone condition. It's like, well, shit. All right. Speaking of, well, no, actually, never mind. Hati, it's your turn.
You see, seeing all my other friends try this, I feel like Hati also has to give a go at trying to talk. Is like if all the heroes tried it, I feel like I have to also try it. I'm gonna take a completely different approach to this. Like, I'm just gonna shout at everyone saying, "Guys, there's an opportunity here. Look at the army that we've amassed in this room. We can finally take down Echo. That's our one true enemy. Come on." And try and convince them to do that.
Okay. Roll persuasion, please.
5. Oh wait, I have Oh, do I have inspiration? I actually don't know. It Unless I ticked it off. I did. I don't know.
You can have inspiration.
Okay. Now I will take it off.
Oh, swap fell.
I felt that I'm gonna take the die because it rolled on the ground. It was a 19 on the die, so 18 to
I was gonna say it doesn't count if it wasn't on the table, but we're all online and some use virtual dice, so whatever. It's 19.
18.
18. Would you say and unite against Echo? You didn't say anything about taking the orb. You didn't say anything about being friends with each other.
Nope.
Not that these are like words that I'm looking for, like an English teacher grading a 7th grader's essay and looking for the talking points, but
I'm just uniting against the common enemy, which is Echo, and that's the goal of the speech.
it cut me thinking about what's gonna happen here because I'm just trying to think exactly how this would play out. Get this speech.
Guys, isn't it incredible how quickly our GM comes up with answers on the fly?
Absolutely.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
Almost like he
no
planned it
second to
all
think.
out.
If everyone just stops and thinks about it, does that give us enough time to run away?
No, their reaction is gonna be faster than
Hmm.
me contemplating how an entire army would react to Hati saying unite against. And
Fair.
the Dwergar aren't moved by this, but the Trogs are thinking about how they could potentially unite against Echo.
Okay.
The Dwergar, for everyone's sake right now, seem very enraged. Almost like their leader was killed and they're really pissed off. Not
Weird.
only that, but they're now being counterstruck by another enemy that has now destroyed part of their infrastructure, and they seem absolutely pissed. A lot of the words are just kind of hitting brick wall here and not penetrating through. The
Just
other
overreacting.
side, yeah.
Yeah.
The other side is trying to get something, namely the orb, and you guys seem to want to work with them, and they seem amenable to that. So just to get the lay of the land and the tension in the room. Also, keep in mind there was just a giant ass explosion that might have jarred some people. So
That was like 6 seconds ago at this point. Come on.
it was 6 seconds. It was so long ago. It's like in the past. It's like 100 years ago. Like literally an hour ago. Come on.
Absolutely.
Mhm. So I guess that was my action. I am
That's your action.
gonna move towards Vero, and I will take the attacks of opportunity from that.
Move towards Pharaoh. So you already have piercing damage, right?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So they hit you, but it doesn't affect 2, 3. You can get right up to Vero.
And I'm guessing, can I offer a help? Okay, this is for more for next turn, but can I offer a help action for a grapple?
If you go right there, you can.
Okay, and that's an action, not a bonus action, I'm guessing.
Yeah, help action is an action.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keep
but yeah,
that in
you can
mind.
totally give Vero advantage on your next turn
Okay.
because you made the impassioned speech this turn. All right. Speaking of impassioned speeches, the king's dead, so it's Jens's turn.
Oh, this is tricky.
Didn't the Trogs come in before Jens?
Oh yeah, that's right. They're in the
The
initiative
Trogs are now the
document.
king in terms
Yes,
of
that's a
order.
great way to think of it. Yeah.
I mean, that's not what I meant.
I mean,
So-
they killed the
backtrack,
king with the
backtrack.
explosion, so I guess that makes them the king.
I'm gonna save
Yep.
this guy. So I'm gonna kind of do like a blends of Jens's turn with this guy, because what's gonna happen is this guy is gonna come up to Jens and be like, "Quick, give me the orb. It's an emergency." And Riley, roll an insight check, please, for me. And use your
Intelligence based or wisdom based?
wisdom. Wisdom, please.
Wisdom based. Dang it.
Because you are a skeptical guy.
12. Well, you said wisdom based, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 12.
You feel inclined to trust this guy given the interaction you've seen with Cyrus and the fact that he does say it's an emergency.
I feel inclined to trust him.
With the staff. When he says,
With the
hand it to me, it's an
staff.
emergency.
But I'm not compelled.
No one has cast command on you and made you do anything.
Okay.
You still have free will. I'm just telling you, when he says this to you, because I knew you were going to want to
Right.
roll a thing, and he wanted to roll a thing which may have been persuasion or deception.
Sure.
Yeah.
He does seem sincere. He does seem trustworthy.
He seems sincere. He seems persuasive. He seems to speak with leadership, authority. He has haste about him, but he's not being vicious or cruel when he's saying, like, "Give that to me now, damn it."
Then, feeling very trustworthy, I'm going to hand him a med kit and say, quick, patch me up, and we can go wherever we need to go.
Um,
And then I turn my back to him. So I'm not defending myself against him should he decide to stab me, because I trust him.
okay. He follows up when you say heal him. He says, "We don't have time. I need to run this out of here fast. You look to be in bad shape," referring to the fact that you're pretty beat up and
I'm
doesn't look
definitely
like.
pretty beat up.
So he's like, "You're gonna need to trust me."
I am trusting you with my help. Help.
Yeah. He looks frustrated, and he can't do anything else because he used his action to persuade you, or deceive you. You don't know which one it was. So he doesn't have an action to heal you or try and take it from you anyway, or hit you or do any of that. So that was his
Cool.
turn.
Well, that's fine.
But
I still force the med kit into his hand and like let go and turn
Oh,
around. If he drops it,
he grabs the med kit from you if you force it into his hand, and that doesn't eat up
Yeah.
anything on your turn. I just wanted to. Okay, so that's what this
Amazing.
guy does.
All right.
And then we'll deal with the rest of these guys here first, and then we'll move back to
Okay.
you there. So these guys, these two up here have crossbows, and they are going to fire them at the giant thing. Oh well, you're grappled by it. They're gonna fire it at this one here, number 1, and yeah, because they feel inclined to help you guys right now. That is going to be. That's going to be. Nope. Yeah. And light crossbow is 1d8, correct? Nerds that know stats off the top of their head. Nice. 6 plus his mod, which is 2, is 8 damage to number 1. Number 1. Oh! Looks so close to death. Like, you know, a light shove could probably do it at this point, but still alive. And then this guy is going to attack this one, which is number 3. And he's going to use a war pick. Nice, also 8 damage. And that is number 3. I imagine this is what it's like sitting alone playing D&D with yourself.
I feel called out.
Not intentional. It's 1. I mean, tell me I'm wrong then, Riley. Okay. Yeah, so they both hit the guys on the ground. This one hits this one because he's like in that square there, and this one hits this one. And they both deal a sizable amount of damage with their war picks. And then it is Jens's turn.
5 feet due west and then 5 feet diagonally northwest. Does that get me in base contact with Cyrus?
Here?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. He's friendly, so you can move right through him.
Oh,
And
sick.
go there. Yeah.
That works. Cool. And then I'll try to heal Cyrus.
Sorry, I just want to imagine like you hand him the medkit and then be like, now just excuse me while I just move around you here and get to my friend.
I do have one eye on the door, and Jens is like tearing himself away from it, but Hati is there, and I trust Hati.
I'd just like to point out you did, and then from where you moved, you can't really see them anymore because of the pillars and the large guy blocking your view.
And the large guy in there. Yeah.
So now you're just trusting Hati completely. Anyway, you want to heal Cyrus, eh?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the intelligence-based medicine check.
I don't think that's gonna do it. 2 on the die.
Nope.
And I don't think I have a +8.
To your
Maybe not.
intelligence? I don't think so.
I get +5. Got it to a 7. And ooh. I think that's my turn. I don't think there's anything else to be done there.
Unfortunately not. And that takes us to, I believe, the red cloaks. Nope, I'm wrong. That takes us to the black cloaks. And this one is going to eat an attack of opportunity and move Clay through the door. So that's going to be 1, 2.
Goodbye,
3.
friends.
Hattie, if you would like to, you can make that attack of opportunity.
Yes, I will, and that's gonna be okay. So it is a 17 to hit, but with the wish glaive.
Why?
I do have the note from when I rolled the first time when you whipped it out. That was said wrong. I do have the note from last time. And you swing with all your might, and from your perspective, you land a perfect hit on this bastard. Probably would have been enough to kill it outright. But nothing happens.
No.
I think I'm giving up on this glaive.
It's defective.
It's defective.
Nothing to do with the fact that it came from a wish room. It's just there's something else wrong with it.
Oh my god.
It's
I just
okay.
want
I
to throw
believe
it out of my hand.
you can't just like toss it onto the ground as a free action.
Damn it.
If you would like to, but you don't have to. You can hold on to it. Who knows? Maybe it would work. Maybe it'll work in the future. Who knows?
No, I'm actually frustrated, so I will just drop it off on the ground.
Okay. Or move the Wishglaive. All right, that is that black cloak. This one is going to start moving. 1, 2, 3. And Samson, you're on the ground. You can make an attack of opportunity, but you will have disadvantage.
Yeah. Hmm. I was genuinely contemplating busting out into a musical number, but I guess I could attack instead.
You can
Uh,
also do that using your reaction. We will allow a snappy musical number as a reaction.
Use it as a reaction.
Why not?
A musical number of opportunity.
Musical number of opportunity, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so as he runs past me, I'm gonna like spring up to my feet and just go, Orpheus, lay down a slapping beat.
Can I do that as a reaction?
Yeah, you can do that as a reaction.
Awesome, I will do that.
All right, what kind of beat do you lay down, Orpheus?
I'm
You
gonna
can't
say
swap
like
out your weapon, but if you're holding your lyre, you can use it.
I'm assuming I was because I was casting spells.
I think so. I think so.
So I'm gonna do like a polka beat.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll start kind of doing interpretive dance to the beat and kind of locking eyes with the guy who was coming past me.
Yeah.
And I just kind of start singing like, don't you ever think about how the world's way unfriendlier than it should be. Now that the king is dead, it really makes you think about how there's maybe an opportunity. And it's not like I'm just rehashing what I said before, but I'm singing it. No, it's different than that. And I'm kind of dancing in a circle, and I'm like, and everyone should be thinking about what my good friend Hati said, because we could potentially kill Echo, and then there wouldn't be a big dragon harming everyone here in this world. So that's how we all be getting past this situation. It's hard without the music, but you get the idea. And so I'm
I'm
just
just
dancing and singing that.
that 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 was spectacular. Yeah, so you guys all see Orpheus get dragged off, and then Samson, enraged by his dear friend being taken away, stands up in a feat of anger, but does not bonk, but rather chooses the art of song and dance. And this has no effect on the Dwerg. But it is now this one's turn. And this one is going to also go up and hit Orpheus. Orpheus, have you taken piercing damage already?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I
This
have
one
taken piercing damage.
this one misses, but this one will come up to you and also try and hit. And I think, what's your AC, like 20? 22?
Yeah, it's about, I think it's 26 or 27. Hang on, let me check.
Okay,
It's
then this
12.
okay. Then this just hits.
Uh,
And technically so did the last one, because for some reason I thought you had a higher AC. I thought you had like a 27 AC or whatever.
yeah, it was that, but then
Yeah.
something happened.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They both hit you, but it has no effect other than just adding more piercing marks to your skin that aren't bleeding, and you're wondering how many more of these piercing marks you can take before your skin starts tearing off of you.
This is a big problem.
It's a little bit of a problem. These ones are going to run up to Samson. The one is going to get big. Just gonna do that so I remember who's who. They're not prone, it's just laying on top of the octopus. And the other one's gonna hit Samson. But Samson, I believe you've also taken piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
Or have you?
I haven't yet up to this point. No.
Okay, I think you do not then, because this is not going to beat your AC.
Oh, sweet.
And then that is all of the Black Cloak's turns. So that takes us to Cyrus.
All right. Cyrus was really contemplating leaving and, taking the staff from Jens and leaving for the greater good, completing the quest. Not in so many words, ditching the party, but that song from Samson it struck a chord.
Struck several chords.
You know what? They may not have all been in tune, but they were struck.
Whoa.
So Cyrus is going to turn to Jens and use his action to heal him.
Nice. Give me the roll.
Yeah. That was an 18 on the die, and it's intelligence, which is -2, so that's a 16.
Nice. You heal one type of damage from Jens.
I'm gonna heal that force damage.
Nice.
Scalpel, not scissors. Not there. Higher.
Oh,
Tighter.
sorry. What? I don't really know what I'm doing. Just slap
I
a
know.
gauze patch on you, and it's like, it's good enough. Don't worry.
Are you going to run away or are you going to stand your ground?
Cyrus is going to stand his ground and, in fact, move up next to Samson with his full movement because he is still half movement. And just give Samson a look and be like, I'm with you. And that's it.
Nice. Nice. That takes us to the Red Cloaks. Oh, I regret all of my decisions about this combat right now.
Don't. It's excellent.
I know, we're supposed to end today. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, how?
Don't worry, Joe. We're so close.
Yeah, we're like 5 minutes.
Maybe if these movies were a little bit more persuaded by awesome musical numbers.
Maybe if these Dwergar didn't want to give you big hugs all the time, we maybe could have left.
Okay, but that's their thing that they do well. It's they become large and then they can grapple you super easily and run away.
Yeah, but then they're just going to run away while we continue to hit them and then kill them.
Oh, we haven't been doing much hitting in this combat. We've been doing mostly talking.
That's fair.
Clay being
It's
the one's
almost
like, I'm
worked.
getting dragged away. Oh god, this fight is not going your guys' way.
Oh no.
Or I mean, you chose the wrong side, apparently.
Oh, we chose the losing side. The red cloaks are overpowering the Trogs, is what you mean?
Yeah, one of them misses, but the one by the Black Zed here, this guy just strikes an absolute massive blow on number 2 here. And I think yeah, he's dead. He's just absolutely dead. And the Dwergar lets out a terrifying battle cry like "Rah!" And then moves up to get in close combat with him. This guy also moves and picks up the thing that Hati dropped last combat, which was, what was that? Was that your battle axe?
It was my battle axe.
That does a D10 damage, right?
If double-handed, yes.
Nice. Okay, yeah, it picks it up and seems like it's going to start using your battle axe against you because you left it in the middle of the fucking combat field.
He made some choices.
Haji did make some choices. This guy is going to go 1, 2, 3. Go up there and get in close. And then he is going to attack the leader that seemed to agree with Cyrus, and he's going to do some damage. Ooh. Oh, he misses. Damn it.
Yay.
I was hoping for another crit.
Mhm.
It's okay. I'm not rooting for them to crit on you guys. It's the other NPCs.
Right. You just want us to stop having allies.
No. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's not at all what I want. That's not all what I want.
Really? Because it doesn't seem like it.
No, speaking of allies, Vero, it's your turn. Would you like to attack this guy or would you like to try and escape the grapple? He looks very, very hurt.
I'm just not a strong attacker, and I've used all my spells.
Ray of Frost?
I know, I'm thinking about it. Like slowing him
Shocking
down
grasp?
would be nice so that he can't run so fast away with me. So
Yeah.
maybe that's the best thing. Before casting, Vero will yell back to his or shout back to his comrades, "Friends, fight well and fight bravely." And then and then he'll turn to the guy who's holding him and put his hand out and just yell, "Slow down!"
And it
And
is
that
disadvantaged because you are at close range.
okay, that sucks. I just got a 23.
Damn it.
That if I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll. Do I have to re-roll both if I get inspiration or just the second
No,
roll that sucked?
Reroll the second roll, and then we still take the lower.
Yeah.
Or no, we have to take the new roll if I'm using
Oh,
the new rules
perfect.
of it. But
That's even
yeah.
worse. That's a 9 to hit instead of a 14.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, because we'd still take the worse. Even if it, yeah, either way, it's not going to be good. That's unfortunate.
Yep, that's my turn.
Orpheus.
All right, I'm still graveled. I'm gonna switch. I'm still playing my lyre. I'm gonna switch it to almost like gonna slowly become a dirge.
Sorry, I'm gonna just go back a second before your turn because Clay, I forgot that you also have Shocking Grasp, which is another cantrip that's also touch. Would you like to retcon it so you use the touch cantrip and then you don't have disadvantage? And the first roll was fine, and you don't have to spend your because I was like,
Still
oh,
being
just use Ray of
benevolent?
Frost. Oh, by the way, it's disadvantage. That was dirty. No.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I didn't realize that Ray of Frost was disadvantaged when I decided to
Yeah.
cast it, so I thought I could get advantage with my inspiration.
Yeah, so
Okay.
with the 23, you hit with Shocking Grasp, and then you
Yeah.
can go ahead and roll a d8 for me.
Okay, thank you.
If we're retconning, does that mean he gets to keep his inspiration? Just saying.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
All
That's-
right, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
That's a 3 to damage.
And that's enough because the guy literally had 1 hit point.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, he's dead, and
Let's
you're not
go.
grappled anymore. Sorry about that. I feel bad. Okay, there we go. We're good.
Well, I
You
have a
can still
movement
move.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at half speed, I think. Yeah, I'm at half speed, which means I can go 15. So I'll just go 15 straight towards the action.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. That's
You're
it for
hanging out
me.
with Hachi. All right. Now Orpheus, it's your turn for the first time.
For the first time ever. Just before I go, I have to tell you guys that Pebbles just like became a circle right next to me just now.
Nice.
But it was very nice.
Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
She's very warm and soft. Anyways, I'm I'm gonna start playing a dirge on my lyre, and I'm going to try to intimidate everyone instead. And I'm gonna say that if they don't stop fighting right now, I'm gonna bring down the entire might of the hells upon them.
Ooh.
But I still have disadvantage. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's good, guys. That's good. That's 22.
Ooh. And this is an intimidation roll, I guess, because you're threatening to bring down the power of all of hell. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Righty. Are you threatening just the Dwergar, or are you also threatening the Trogs?
I'm threatening everyone.
Even the party?
I'm feeling a
Not the
little threatened,
party.
to be honest.
If anyone feels threatened, they can roll to see how intimidated they are.
Oh, I'm very intimidated.
Yep.
The Trogs are very amenable to this situation of working together, possibly because one of them just got absolutely slaughtered by the Dwergar. The Dwergar are also amenable to it, but they're still coming off of this rage high that they're on right now. But they seem like, oh, we don't want the Hellfires to raise down upon us. That sounds more difficult than this fight.
Cool.
Yeah. So mechanically speaking, everyone has the stunned or no frightened condition until the end of their next turn.
Nice.
So they have to either spend their turn moving away or not move, and they can't attack Orpheus because they're all
Nice.
frightened of Orpheus and the hells that he threatens.
Which I cannot do anything for.
Speaking
But
of,
they don't know that.
well, they don't know can't hurt them, right?
So with frightened, is it like they have disadvantage on all attack rolls, or is it just on Orpheus?
It's just against Orpheus because Orpheus is the one threatening hell. So we're at the top of the round, and it is Samson's turn. Samson, what do you do?
So, as I was doing my interpretive dance as part of my reaction to the original polka beat, I'm going to adapt my style of interpretive dance to make it a lot more intimidating and uh, kind of pensive to go with the dirge that I imagine Orpheus is playing now, and I'll just in a really low voice just start to sing and chant while I dance and say, "Enough, you fools! You must heed Orpheus's warning before the sun sets on this blood-soaked morning. Two armies clash, but for what bitter gain? When the fires of hell will all end all in flame, the heavens will tremble, the earth split asunder. Should you not unite, prepare for the thunder. I sing of peace, yet chaos you court. Beware the wrath that no soul can thwart. Your weapons shall melt, your pride turn to ash. In shadows you'll fall with a deafening crash. But join as one, and light shall endure to carve a path where the future is sure. So listen, heed, or be cast to the storm, for together you thrive, divided you're torn.
Gain inspiration.
Beautiful.
That was amazing.
Really, I already had inspiration.
That was beautiful.
So you can, if you already have inspiration, you can give it to someone else right now.
Oh no,
because
I mean,
that was
physical, real world, living, breathing. And
oh, okay. Yeah.
By the
That's
way,
fair.
that was ChatGPT wrote those lyrics.
I was gonna ask. I'm like, that was.
Oh
No! How
That's
could you
all
break my
improv.
heart like that?
I was so impressed. I was like, oh.
I knew you were reading from something, but I was like, what song is this? Are we gonna get copyright struck? But it's like, no, we're good now. We're good. AI generated content.
Yeah.
We're actually all
Ugh.
AIs, and this is a complete program right now. None of us are real. None of this is human based. It's all
facts.
just yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of not being human, the Dwergar are absolutely awestruck by this performance, and the valor that you imbue with your words, it just kind of it resonates with them, and they're all stunned for the next round.
Nice.
They're just stunned in the performance, just like, oh my goodness, I didn't know we were getting a show in the middle of the fight. And yeah, that includes the red cloaks back there. So all the Dwergar, because they're all Dwergar.
They're just going
And
through
then
the whole range of emotions, frightened, stunned, in awe.
angry, yeah, mourning, grief. Okay, Samson, so that's your action. Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
No.
Fair enough. So I printed Orpheus's mini, so I'm going to replace Orpheus with Orpheus on the battlefield, if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
Nice.
So purple.
Yeah.
You are the purple one if you get confused.
Nice.
Now if only I had Vero's mini as well. Season 2, we'll have Vero's mini in season 2.
All right.
Yeah. And anyone else who makes a mini. But yeah, we'll get that. And then speaking of Vero, it's not Vero's turn, but speaking of Vero, it is Hati's turn.
Nice. I will take my, because I still have my light crossbow, so I'm gonna shoot my light crossbow at the black clock that is holding Orpheus.
Nice. Yep. The frog in the top hat. Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And that's gonna be a 7 to hit.
You know that just misses.
I figured
Its
it was
AC
a
was
close one.
8.
Yeah. I
If they're
thought so.
stunned, don't you get advantage?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Ooh.
Too busy watching Samson this one. Just cradling Orpheus like a baby while watching Samson.
And that's a 9 to hit.
You know, their AC is actually 10, so it just misses still.
When will the lies end?
Lies? There are no
Oh,
lies here.
there are no lies. With my bonus action after I got frustrated with my glaive, I am gonna take out my skillet. That's my last handheld weapon.
Nice.
I was like, okay, finally something to hit with, and yeah, that's my uneventful turn.
Sweet. Speaking of uneventful turns, it's the king's turn. Now moving right along, it's the Trogs. So the Trogs are they're not stunned because they're Samson's ally, but they were happy with this song. And they go towards 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's gonna take the help action, so it's going to help Orpheus if Orpheus chooses to break out of the grapple. So he's kind of like got his hands on you, is like helping like pull you out of there.
Bless.
And then this guy is going to step down here and engage both of those. And he's going to attack. And because of Samson, he gets to make 2 attacks because he's inspired by the words of combat. And gonna miss. Both hit. Oh wait, no, they're advantage. So that's the first hit, and that both miss. All right.
Oh no.
Then this one is going to patch up Jens using the heal kit that he got. And I hope these guys are smart. Not smart enough, doesn't heal you. Remove a use of the med kit. It's his first day, just not a field medic. That's the Trogs. You see another Trog pop out here, and you see another Trog pop out here. They seem to be coming from around the blast and are trying to say something, but you can't really hear it over Samson's performative act right now. They're just too quiet. All right, Jens.
Hey, first of all, Samson, thank you for letting us, a bunch of amateurs, play D&D with you. And then I will hand the Trog next to me another med kit so he can try again.
Nice.
And dear GM, is it possible to get a clear shot on the large Dwergar holding on to Orpheus?
No, not even a little bit.
Even though he's really big?
Um, you can move. You have half your movement.
Yeah.
If you move here, you can get a shot on him.
Sweet. Then that's what I'll do, and we'll throw a firebolt his way.
Do it. Do it.
Nat 20!
Nice. Roll the
Yeah!
damage. 2d10. Let's go. Let's see a 2. Come on.
Let's see a 20.
18.
Not. Oh. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Dead. I like how everyone that goes to assist someone with a grapple, eventually that creature just dies before they can help.
So really, assist and they just die. That sounds like a great way to kill them.
That's true. That's true. Alrighty. So moving right along, we have the initiative kept getting pushed up, so I keep having to scroll up. That's the Black Cloaks. Okay. So the Black Cloaks don't get a turn because they're stunned. Same with all the other enemies this round, so that'll be the Red Cloaks coming up very shortly. So it goes right to Cyrus's turn.
Okay. Cyrus is just gonna say, let's go, everybody, out the door. Or, I mean, wall. And is going to encourage everyone to just leave now that we have the chance. And so Cyrus is going to move behind the big red cloaks, or in between the red and the black cloak, and go that sort of direction around.
This way?
Yeah. I believe I am still half speed, so I will yeah, I'll move over there.
Okay.
And I'm going to, on my way out, attack the red cloak. The big red cloak.
Okay. You have advantage because he is stunned.
All right. Longsword, the bad guy. That is going to hit. What is it? It's a 20 something or other. 22 to hit.
That just beats their AC.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I will roll damage. D10. That is going to be 11 points of damage.
Nice. He's looking very hurt as
Nice.
you slash into him with your longsword.
Beautiful. All right.
All right, that
And
takes
that's
us to Vero.
No more red cloaks?
No, because they're stunned.
Sorry, I thought it was just the black cloaks that are stunned. Perfect. Vero's gonna reach out towards the nearest octopus. I'm assuming, or maybe I'll step beside Hot. Vero'll step beside Hot Tea. And unintentionally meaning to speak, quietly and calmly, Vero is going to shout out, "Slow down!" and reach a hand out and cast Ray of Frost, which is a 19 to hit on the
On this guy?
octopus. On that guy, yeah.
That's going to be a hit, so roll your damage.
That is 2 damage.
Looking very hurt still.
All right.
It was looking very hurt before, but it's still looking very hurt. And its speed is slowed by 10, right?
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay. That takes us to Orpheus, who is not grappled. And now their actual mini.
Yay! Does it look like anyone around is still gonna fight?
They're all paying a lot of attention to Samson, who is dazzling them with this song and dance. You think as long as the song is playing, they could be distracted.
Okay. Do I think that if I move towards the door and like that it would affect the ambiance and vibes?
If you go to where Vero and Hati are?
Yeah.
You don't think so.
Okay. I'll like disengage and start going towards that way.
They're stunned, so you don't have to disengage.
Nice.
So you have your full movement or not quite?
I have my full movement still, yeah.
Oh yeah, you just have 1 point of damage. You can get all the way there if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay.
And then I'll just sort of keep playing the music to go along with Samson's interpretive dance
Nice.
and poetry at this point.
It is beautiful poetry that he wrote entirely himself without the aid of any other person, which is true.
Which is true.
I didn't use an arcanic intelligence model. No worries.
Which one
And it
might
is-
argue is actually using thousands of people to help you.
Yeah, true.
It is your turn, Samson.
So look, guys, I'm giving you gold here. You're still trying to fight us. I'm going to have to start re-engaging in combat if you don't decide to just be adults and talk out your issues and just take a look in the mirror and just think, what am I doing? How did I get here? How did it all lead to this with the king is dead? And I'm gonna kind of pick up my club and kind of menacingly be like, you don't want this smoke.
The one that is really close to you, Samson, like right in front of you, the big one, he looks down at you and says, we can't have an adult discussion about this. We want the same thing, and it's control of the orb. Someone's gonna have to give here.
I told you we'll take the orb. Don't even worry about it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to fly. Seems like they want the orb for some unknown reason at this point.
I'm guessing that all of that conversing means I don't get to hit somebody with my club now.
We didn't do a roll, so you can still hit someone with your club.
All right, I'm gonna bonk this guy, man. I've had enough of this insolence. What kind of monster is not persuaded by such noble adventurers?
A monster with different goals.
All right. I'm gonna bonk him with my club.
All right. Roll to hit, please.
That is a 14 to hit. Oh, I guess I use my inspiration.
Go for it.
Bet you that that's not good enough. Fucking 12 is also not good enough either.
Nope,
14.
these both miss. You try. Your beleaguered spirit just doesn't have the bonking in it right now, so you just come a little bit short trying to hit this big Dwergar.
I look around to my friends and say, I'm sorry, friends. I used all of my energy in that performance.
It was a good performance.
But
I
It was
what
a
a
good
performance it was!
It was worth it, Samson.
I did
Very
it for
much worth
you. It was all for you.
Hati, it is your go now.
Oh, I am gonna, well, seeing as we have most of the party at the gate, gonna tell everyone hurry up and then shoot at the octopus, then Black Cloak number 3, who's the silver octopus. And that will finally hit. Does an 18 hit?
That just hits.
Just hits. I figured as much. And that is with my light crossbow, and which we established is 1d8 damage.
That's true. That is what we said. I never fact
And
checked
that
it. I just trust you guys.
and that is gonna be a total of 8 damage.
Nice. Number 3. Oh,
Yeah.
you smoked this guy.
Yes. I killed one of my own.
Yep, an octopus.
Woo! Hati's an octopus? What?
Yeah, born and
Wow,
raised.
you guys didn't know all this time?
Oh my
Come on.
gosh.
That's why he's so smart. He's got
Uh,
9 brains.
Oh, huh?
Yes.
I heard that fact once. I don't know if it's true.
I
The bone
understand
doctors
what you're
must correct
going
me.
for.
I don't.
I don't know what
Or
it means.
Is that they have
it-
a lot of their neural tissue in their appendages. That's why they're called cephalopods.
Yeah, they've got
Ah.
like a main brain and then like 3 ganglia or something that like control the tentacles. And they've got like a hierarchical structure of brains. Funny enough, I was just talking to a friend about octopus brains a few days ago. So I'm now well versed in this subject.
As one
there we
does.
go. As
It's
one
good
does,
knowledge
of
to have. You
course.
never know when it's going to come up at your D&D session.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Uh,
Hati, you just absolutely decimate that octopus Dwergar, and now you still have your full movement, or your
I'm
whatever
gonna
movement.
start moving out the door.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
How far are we away from how far away are we from the lift?
It was a 60-foot corridor, so 45 feet.
Okay. I guess that's my turn then.
All right. That takes us to the Dead King, which takes us to the Trogs. Now that the singing is done, you can hear what this one over here is shouting. Come this way, we have an exit plan. And everyone at the battlefield hears that. And they
Well,
Hati, come
start-
back.
1, 2. One runs over there.
see, the exit plan was my plan all along.
And they run up towards you guys to try and like be like, come on this way. And they dash over there. So that's their entire turn. This guy's gonna go 1, 2, 3. He goes out. This guy comes over to Jens and says, it's not safe here anymore. You're badly hurt. You need to trust me this time, and is pleading for you to give him the staff that you still have.
I am trusting you. Heal me this time.
He just kind of like says under his breath, he's like, there's no time, and then he
We
begrudgingly
would have
tries
time
to,
if you could balance my humors.
he begrudgingly tries to heal you again. This time he succeeds, so go ahead and remove the
Yes.
piercing damage, as that's what he heals. And then he says, all right, now follow me, and he starts going 1, 2 this way.
Oh
The
no.
other guy is going to go He's out the door.
Ah, I see they're leaving us with the enemies.
No, we're all
Well,
supposed to
they said
follow.
several times that they had an escape plan, and you guys kept going the other way. They're like, "Get behind us," and they're like, "Nah, we're gonna go out the way we came, where the other black cloaks came from."
Right.
Through the
Right.
entire kingdom, like the king's palace or
Wait,
whatever.
where there was all those people firing catapults that you guys walked past to get to this elevator.
Hati had a plan. He was gonna
Really?
figure out the plan, but he had a plan.
There was going to be a plan. Don't know
So
when it.
that's them. Now it's Jens. Jens, you were healed by one of the Trogs, and then they hollered for you to follow them. What are you going to do?
Great question.
You have free will.
Well, let's start with something that I know is probably a good idea. Which Dwergar looks the most hurt?
Ba-dum. Okay. Well, let's see. There is. So these three black cloaks have not been touched.
Okay.
They're all the new guys, or yeah, three new ones came in, so those are all the new ones, and they haven't been touched. These ones are all looking a little bit beat. That's three. This guy is looking pretty healthy though. These ones look pretty beat because they were in the close combat with the Trogs for a little bit there, and they took a few hits, and you can see that they're at least bloodied for sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna make a firebolt attack like straight down the line, so the middle one, like due west of
This
me.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, roll that attack.
13.
It's not going to cut it. Your firebolt just kind of goes off to the side and hits the column there.
All right, I'm going to follow the one that healed me. Now at full speed.
Okay, so you can get to there. So let's say you go right, there, behind the stage. Or behind the throne, rather. And that takes us to the black cloaks. The two there, the big one is going to attack Samson and is going to hit Samson, and Samson takes piercing damage. And then the other one is going to take the disengage action and run over here. This one is going to become large. And just threatens Zeral right there. And then with that, it's Zeral's turn.
Joe,
Yes.
you said I got hit, right?
Sorry?
I got hit, right?
Yeah,
Can-
for piercing damage.
Can I try to use second wind as a reaction to become immune to piercing damage?
Oh shoot. What was the
I have it here in my character. It's a DC 6 con save. Because I'd rather not have my speed halved if I can avoid it.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Do the DC 6 con save.
Rolled a 7, and I guess Constitution is like what, like -5?
Yeah.
-5, yeah.
-4, I guess, because I've got the proficiency bonus. Sick. Never mind.
It's okay. You can continue to use it until you succeed, and then you can't use it again till a short or long rest. So
Yeah, but I just took piercing damage, so I can't use it on piercing damage again.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
All right. With that, it is Cyrus.
All right. Cyrus is going to use his action and dash. And
Which
just
way are you going to dash?
I'm gonna go northwest. Going for the hole in the wall.
Ah,
Going to
dashing.
the left of the green Z pillar.
Yeah.
Obviously not
So
through
the
the
big
big
guy
one.
is going to make an attack of opportunity against you.
Yep.
And have you already taken piercing damage?
Yes.
So he lands a big smack on you. It tears a mark all the way down your arm. And if you were still alive, this would be gushing blood and be a major problem. But now it's just some flappy skin. Really needs to be torn up. Mark down that you have a scar that stretches the length there.
All right.
And
On which arm? Left or right?
right arm. And
Okay.
Samson, I forgot to note for you as well. There was also a crit on you. So Cyrus, this is a crit on you. Do you still have a shield up?
No.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about that then. But Samson, you have a mark through your cheek. It's like a Q-sized hole. So if someone shoved a pool cue through your cheek, it left a hole about that big. Again, doesn't hurt because of how. Sorry, Jens. The pristine Son of Zeral has been.
Has been marred.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Okay, so
notable.
that all
Perfect
happens.
golden
1,
boy.
2, 3, 4. You can get to about here, Cyrus.
My speed is still halved.
Oh, it is.
So yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get to here.
Nice.
Or I can get you here so you're not engaged with this guy.
That would be better.
Mhm.
Alrighty. That takes us to the Red Cloaks. Yeah, these guys are going to there. Get there. This one's gonna go over. Can't quite go there, so it'll go there. Cyrus, have you already taken piercing damage?
Yes.
Correct? Okay. So we're just seeing how many more scars you get at this point.
Oh no.
None.
Oh good. Okay.
And the other one is readying an action to smack the first person to come around the corner as they're like smacking their pick hammer against their hand, just like waiting for that person to come around the corner. Who may or may not be Jens. And with that, it is Vero.
I'm trying to figure out, are those green cloaks over by
Good
me?
guys. Good
Yeah,
guys. They
they're
came
green
to get
cloaks,
you.
though.
They came to help you guys.
Oh, okay. That's perfect. I'll walk kind of behind them. I've got a movement of 15 right now.
Okay.
So I'll go as far as I can behind them and then cast Ray of Frost towards the duck or on the duck.
Let's say you go there and well, actually from where you were, you can cast it first and then move.
Cast it, yeah, and then
Yeah. So
that
go
is a
ahead
20,
and
22 to hit.
nice.
Ooh.
That was Black Cloaks, so roll damage for me, please.
That's 4 damage.
Okay.
And he's slowed.
And he is slowed.
Perfect. Nice. Slow boy.
And then I'll move.
Okay. Put the grappled on so I'm very slow, and you can get like over there pretty much if you want to stay kind of behind them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for me.
Okay, that takes us to Orpheus.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna try to. I can make it to Vero, right? Because he only has half his speed.
Yeah, you have
And I
your
have
full
my
speed
full
still,
speed.
right?
Okay. Yeah, I will try to heal Vero one of his damage types.
Go ahead. Roll the
Come
check.
on. That's an 11.
Ooh, just enough.
Yay!
Which one do you want to move from Clay?
I have
Clay's-
fire and piercing.
Probably fire.
Yeah, I think that was from that fireball,
fireball.
from the first round. All
Nice.
right, thank you.
And then I'll keep running to my full movement.
That was your full movement to get there.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Yeesh. And that will be the top of the round with Samson.
Oh. I am speed halved now.
That's correct. You're right here.
So where is everybody in relation to me?
You are here. Hati had ran out the door to go to the elevator. Vero and Orpheus are right here behind your ally Trogs. These are 2 or 3 black cloaks here that the ones that came in later, so they're pretty healthy. They don't look like they've taken that much damage, if any. And then there are Cyrus over here, who's surrounded by 2 large-sized Dwergar. They look pretty bloody. And then one other Dwergar ran around here to try and flank off. This is Jens and the other Trog. And then these are other Trogs who are trying to lead you guys towards the exit.
So the Trogs are trying to lead us out the wall that they blew open, but some of us have gone for the main door that we came through. Cyrus is by himself over there with, I guess he's with those Trogs, but
Yeah, Cyrus was just, I was just moving towards the wall and they followed
Cyrus
me.
is currently being flanked by 2 Dwergar as well.
right. How far can I get on half speed?
If you don't take an attack action, instead move, you can go 30 feet. Otherwise, you're limited to 15.
Okay, so can I make it to that Dwergar that's right below Cyrus?
This one?
3, 4, 5, 6. I guess yeah, right below the block.
Yeah, you can get right there.
I can get right there. Okay, and then if I attack that guy, is he no longer flanking Cyrus?
You do not have an attack if you move that, because that is your full movement plus a dash.
Right, but I do have Charger, unless if I ran out of that. Yeah, you use a bonus action to make 1 melee weapon attack or to shove a creature.
Yeah, if it's a bonus action, you can do it.
Sweet.
Yeah, because you use your action to dash, totally, you can use Charger.
That's 14 to hit.
That's not going to cut it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Does it at least break the flank?
Yeah, they won't have advantage.
Okay, sweet.
I was saying flanking more in a descriptive sense, not in a mechanical sense where they'd get advantage here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But still
Well,
good that someone's there to help kill those guys.
Cyrus, I'm here to help.
I appreciate you. We'll take them together.
Your
All right.
club vibrates down or there's vibrations down your club to your hands as you whack against this guy's plate armor.
It tingles.
It's like hitting the baseball in the wrong spot on the bat. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. Right. Hati, it is your go.
Well, I look behind me and see that none of my friends are following, and I did hear Cyrus shout, "Not that way." I feel a bit embarrassed, but I do run back into the room.
Do you want to
So
take the
this-
dash action?
How far can I get to without taking the dash action?
There.
Yeah, I'll
If you
take the
take the
dash
dash
action.
Okay, so then you can go 1, 2, 3. You can get to here. Or do you
Yeah,
want to
I'll
go
get
into the
to-
fight?
Now I'll get
Okay.
into there, stay behind the cover, and then
Sounds good.
go. Yeah, that's my turn. Oh wait, I have a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
Could I throw as a bonus action?
Do you have a ability that lets you throw as a bonus action? Probably not. Yeah, no, unfortunately not.
I thought throw may have been a bonus action, but yeah, no, guess not.
No. Okay. Jens, pick a number between 1 and 100.
Ooh, 42.
Orpheus, same question, different number.
2.
Okay. If I roll between 2 and 42, something happens. Nice. You guys hear a bunch of footsteps that sound like hut 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 hut. And I don't have the minis for it, but in pour a bunch more Trogs.
Yeah.
Let's see, actually. I do have a bunch of minis. I said I don't, but I do.
Just dump the whole box. of
Just
them
like
on
take
the-
out all my minis, just dump them. Or accurately go grab all Riley's minis and just dump them like from a...
They're all just like climbing on top of each other, trying to get in.
Yep.
60 Moria goblins come pouring through.
I mean, you are in a mountain,
We
And
are in
these
a
are just
mountain.
little
We're on a
guys.
mountain.
and they call it a mine.
Mine.
Oh, mine.
Yeah, so
We're
there
fighting
is
birds.
more than that run in, but there's actually... And then there's also one that's not got like any armor. He's like a castier looking fellow that ran in too. But he's running in from the back.
Hmm.
Coward.
He's a smart casty guy. Jens, take
Sounds-
note.
I was gonna say, sounds like someone's getting called out. So
Jens
here's
is
how
used
this
to
is gonna
being
work.
a caster encased in plate armor.
Hmm.
If
Uh-oh.
if everyone says that they would do this, then we'll change from combat to a more escape situation here. But would everyone just be running towards as best they can, taking the disengage action when needed to just get out of this, or are you guys gonna fight tooth and nail to kill all these Dwergar? Because
No,
with
We're getting out.
we're getting out. Our mission is not to kill the Dwergar.
It would
The mission
feel
is not kill all
wrong
enemies.
to murder my loving audience of fans after having
Yeah.
just given them.
I want to try and avoid
Let
trying
someone
to
else
kill
kill them.
Dwergar. No, don't currently identify, but still,
Hmm. It's okay. You're not one of them, Hati. You're different.
I'm different.
You're an octopus,
Everyone-
remember?
Everyone
One
roll
of my best
an
friends is a
acrobatics
Dwergar.
check.
Acrobatics. Can you do
Acrobatics.
athletics?
You can do athletics or acrobatics, yes. It's
Ooh,
basically
nice.
to just kind of like weave and run your way through this without getting hit.
That's a
It's
7.
time for the
That's a
bardic
7. Hey.
inspiration.
I got a natural 20.
Orpheus
21.
sneaks out without getting a whole, even like a little nick on him.
I've got disadvantage on this, don't I? Because it's an ability check.
It is an ability check, yeah.
Oh,
I would have had a
Oh
23,
no! Yeah.
but instead I've got 10.
That's not so bad. All right, so we got 7, 7, 10. Cyrus, what'd you get?
16, thanks to the bardic inspiration.
And Jens, what'd you get?
Even 10.
All right. So let's see. Hati,
yes.
you don't really get smacked too much. You take a couple of hits, but you've already had piercing damage, right? Or have you not had piercing damage?
I have.
Okay. Yeah, you don't take anything too more severe than what you've already taken, so you escape. And then Clay, you don't get. Yeah, no one lands a hit on you. You weave on by, even though there's plenty of opportunity for attacks.
Mhm.
And then Samson got 10, and so did Jens. Samson, only one hits you, but it's not too severe, and you already have piercing damage. I'm assuming everyone has piercing damage at this point.
Hard to avoid it.
Mine was removed.
Okay, so well, that's kind of funny. So Jens, take piercing damage.
No.
And not only that, when you're whacked with this club, it hits you square in the jaw, and it feels like your jaw has become misaligned. Like you could fix this. You know how to do it. It doesn't hurt, so you think fixing it would normally be painful, but you'll probably be okay. But yeah, your jaw has been misaligned, and note that you're missing 5 teeth.
No.
Yeah. You have summer teeth now. Some are here, some are there.
Oh no.
This is like Redneckopoly.
It's okay.
And
I'm sure we can like just find some random teeth on the ground and put like just replacement, like just stick random teeth back in
hey,
and it's fine.
There's
you
plenty
have
of
that buddy
skulls around.
Lorenzo, right? He was hunting for gold teeth. Maybe he's got some you can have.
Find a
And
skull.
Cyrus, you don't take any attacks. There are a couple swings that come your way, but you manage to dodge. And Orpheus is just like the shadows. And you guys escape this situation into the blasted hole. And I'll tell you what you see. So you guys escape the throne room through this hole the Trogs blasted in. There's a whole bunch of combat happening as they fight off the Dwergar, and you're ushered away by the main guy who was getting you to fall back first time. You are taken down a constructed corridor that seems to be mined out by them, and then you go down a long ladder deep back into the mountain. And when you egress from this long ladder climb, you see below a familiar face.
Lucy.
Why'd you
Is it
say it
Lucy?
like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
And she goes up to Jens, who is holding the orb, and says, "I assume you got that for us?
Why would you assume that?
Because that's what you guys said you would do, that you would get the eye for us."
Absolutely.
From like a metaphorical
And then she
standpoint,
points at
completely
Cyrus and
right.
says, "See?"
Yeah, absolutely. We said that we were
Cyrus?
going.
Cyrus?
No,
Cyrus,
Whoa.
Cyrus.
we said that we would get the orb, we would do it and then return it to Babel to help them. Is that not what we said
No,
we would
we're
do?
not giving the
Oh,
eye
that
back to
actually is
Babel.
true.
That's not gonna happen. And
We're
let me
gonna
just paint the scene.
negotiate with Babel.
Let me paint the scene here a little bit more. So she's not just there by herself. Like, you guys came down with other Trogs, and it seems like you're in another body of cave, and there seems to be a lot of Trogs here, like an army that was planning a counterstrike to attack the Dwergar to get their orb, and that they had been planning this attack for some time potentially.
Terrorist land. Look,
Sorry?
I said terrorist land because you said Counter-Strike.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, Snuffleupagus, I was very clear that we would advocate for you at Babel if you helped us, but I did not see you in there aiding me in my musical endeavors. So, I'm afraid deals off.
You say all this, and you see one of the guys coming behind you go up and kind of whisper to her, almost like a briefing. Everyone can roll an insight with intelligence to figure out what this means.
Got a constructed one.
Nice.
18.
Nice.
13.
13.
Okay.
Nice.
9. Nice. And Samson.
11.
Nice. Everyone who got less than 10 just thinks that they're talking behind your back or passing some like flirtatious notes to each other. You're not sure. Because she seems pleased with the information that she's getting. The rest of you who got 10 or higher all figure that she must be someone of importance, because it seems like this soldier is giving briefing information on how that attack just went, based off of the physicality and how they're carrying themselves and everything like that. She says, "Sorry, did you not see all the Trogs that came and saved your guys' ass from almost getting annihilated?"
Don't
I
listen
missed that
to
part.
Samson. He just sometimes gets a little bit overwhelmed in the heat of the moment. But certainly we saw the help that you sent, and we are on our way as we speak to advocate for you and your people with Babel.
I
Hold
think you're
on,
on
yes,
your way to giving us
I've got
that
it.
orb, because we
We
saved
will
you
not.
and you are indebted to us now.
We will not give Babel this eye unless they agree to treat you fairly.
You're half right there, because Babel will not be getting the eye. You'll be giving it to us.
Listen, I saw the Trogs, but I certainly did not hear any one of them sing a single note, and we all know that it was my song that really saved the day.
Everyone's passive perception is high enough to notice. Well, actually, no, that's not even true. um, does anyone, no, you guys have a high wisdom at all. Is anyone proficient with perception?
I believe I am.
Okay, everyone who's proficient with perception notices this. Okay, so Samson, you'll notice this as you're giving this speech, and then Orpheus is just the one in Oblivious here. There's a bunch of Trogs that are circling around you guys into a tight knit circle. So you guys have about a 15-foot diameter of circle, and then there's just Trogs around you, and then Snoot McNubbin's just kind of like at the boundary of that, and just being like, "I think you're about to give us the orb."
Look,
Well-
I think we're all just a little tired. That, like, you were right. We had a difficult fight just now. Can we just take some time and rest and let these, heightened emotions just calm down a little bit?
Certainly. And we could drag this out into a combat, but there are a lot of them, and there's 6 of you. So there's going to be some guards that come up behind you and shackle you.
I still have my water skin filled with cave whiskey. I want to attempt to splash it at them and then yell, "Cheese it!" and run.
Jens, what do you want to do? What do you want to say? Because this is happening.
Yeah, while this is going on and people are talking, I want to take a rock, use prestidigitation to what its limits allow, which is probably just like changing the color of the rock.
Okay.
And then palming that, like giving that to Orpheus and whispering to Orpheus, this is the orb. I know it doesn't look like it normally does because they were trying to disguise it.
I hate to interrupt you, but you don't have time for this as they're coming up behind you and attempting to grab you. So I'll give you guys the option.
We can go into shackling.
Because you guys have been dialoguing with them and they're like, give us the thing now, and you're like, no, we'd rather not do that. And you guys have been going in this like back and forth. So you can hand Orpheus the thing, but then they come up behind you and shackle you as Cyrus requests, "Oh, we need to have a rest. We can't have this conversation now." Like, I'm just trying to like give you an idea of the pacing of things.
Right. Do I have time for
okay, but
a
it's
persuasive plea for our freedom?
Yes, because that doesn't involve using your hands.
Yes, okay. So Vero is going to cast Disguise Self. It's a racial trait. It doesn't take one of my spell slots. And
Does it
grow
use
3
your
feet.
hands?
Oh, I'll have to check. Yes, that's the V in VSM, right?
No, V is just verbal. So unless you see the S, which is somatic.
No, it also has the S.
Okay, then yeah. Unfortunately, you can't as they're trying
Okay, so
to,
we are already handcuffed.
Well, they're attempting to. I'm
do-
going to give you guys the option that you can try fighting them, but I just thought we'd save ourselves the time.
Okay, no, I want to make an impassioned speech about why
Yeah.
they should let us go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, shucks. I've been in this situation before, my friends. Now, I'm no stranger to oppression, having myself been the subject of oppression many a time. I have also lived among, dealt with, fought with, and befriended many a person who have been oppressed. And oh boy, I can see the look of oppression on every one of these faces around here. We had an evil king using his ill-gotten powers stolen from another person in this world, in this cruel, cruel world, and using that as a tool of oppression for those less fortunate than himself. Now, I see a look in the eyes of this young Snurf Neblin that she intends to become the oppressor of this here people using the ill-gotten power that has been taken from another. And I've seen this play out many a time, and I have to say, oppression is oppression no matter who it's from. Doesn't matter if the oppressor is your own people, doesn't matter if the oppressor is of a race of people that you don't take too kindly to. There's only one way that this can play out, and that's for the oppression to end by restoring power back where it ought to be. Now, power that is taken by maiming and harming another creature in the world is no power that you want to wield. And that's why I suggest that we all take ourselves right up to that Babel's sage up in there yonder mountain, and we return this to where it ought to be in from the beginning.
You want to talk about oppressing? If you give the eye back to Babel, you will continue to oppress all of us in this mountain. By helping Babel, you are helping the oppressor. You are being the villain of your own story. I am not the oppressor. I am here trying to free and liberate my people. You are acting against that. Now, give us the orb or prepare for the consequences.
What happened with my throwing whiskey and running?
So I stopped everyone because you guys were doing all this talking, and while that was happening, I was describing what was happening while you guys were doing all the past talking. And then you guys want to do more things. I'm like, no, this is happening now. It's like there's
Okay.
limited number of actions, and like Jens's thing with the prestidigitation, like that you wouldn't have had enough time for that because it was all in reaction to what they had already
So
done,
hands
basically.
got bound before I got a chance to do that. Fair to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I
But
will.
you can go. You can think of it like this. You were like, cheese it, but you didn't have time to grab the whiskey.
I'm like, look, we've got to return this eye to Babel because Babel is the sage of was talking or something, something like that. But unless if you've got other information for us, we have to complete our quest, and we don't want to see you come to harm. We just want to complete this quest for the sages. Look, you seem nice, but we've got to do this.
And how sure are you that the sages are good? Did you just trust them on blind faith? Because here I am, someone else that you may or may not know better or worse than the sages, and I'm telling you the sages are bad, evil, and oppressors. And yet you want to help them still. So ask yourself this: who is the good guy and who is the bad guy in this situation? Because from my perspective, you are the evil ones, and we are doing justice.
Well,
But-
the sages never put us in handcuffs the moment they met us.
The
There's a
sages
pretty
never
clear
had to.
indication on who was on the right here.
Mhm.
Cyrus, you want to get a word in here?
Yes. Snoodle, I'm a little confused because you said that you've been oppressed for quite a while, but Babel doesn't have any power without their eye. So, and Babel hasn't had their eye in a really long time. So I'm not really sure why you think that Babel is so evil because they can't be oppressing you right now because they don't have that ability. So it
Silly,
must be someone
silly
else. I'm not
non-magic
sure what
user.
happened so long ago, but it it's not Babel right now who's oppressing you. So I think that maybe we need to talk to Babel all together and we can figure out what really happened.
Silly, 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 silly boy. The orb is the power of oppression here. And the Dwergar wanted to oppress us just as much as Babel did. As I said before when we first met, everyone at that intersection doesn't like each other, except for Peter. And they wanted to oppress us equally. And they had the orb, which has the power. Now we have it, we can break that. But we need first time to get acquainted with this magic item and have the power to end it.
Wait, Snoodle, just a moment. What if all of us go to see Babel and everyone presents their side of the story, and then whoever is correct will get the orb, and if Babel gets the orb, we can get them to leave. So they will no longer be at the mountain with this magical item. They will be somewhere else and won't be able to oppress you.
Look who
But
thinks they're holier than thou, getting to be the judge of who's the oppressed and who's
I
the
didn't say
oppressor.
that I
Who
would
put
be
you in
the
it?
judge.
No, but you've conveniently positioned yourself to be the judge here, because we have to go plead our case, and Babel's going to plead their case, and then who's left in the middle to judge? It seems like it would be you, making you think you're holier and above all of us. I don't
We're
take too
not
kindly to that.
we're not above you, Snoodle, but we Like you were
Guards!
all
And then
We have
he's
nothing
done
in this
listening
fight.
to you guys, and the guards start carting you off to presumably the dungeon quarters. You guys resist valiantly. You start struggling and everything and hitting a few of them. You get some good licks
Wow.
in, you knock a few out. But they take your stuff, including the orb, and they start leading you down into what you assume is a dungeon. Would you guys like to describe how you valiantly try and fight off as many of these guys before they ultimately overpower you? No?
Cyrus
No?
isn't going to be fighting at this point.
Okay.
Cyrus accepts authority, accepts his current position in this society, and recognizes that he is the lowest member of the caste system.
I will definitely have a few smacks with my skillet on a couple of
Nice.
heads.
Jens
I will flatten
is
you!
I think like back to where he started in that first session of like hope is just like the tiniest thread.
I am going to pray to my father.
Pick a
Samson.
number between 1 and 100.
85.
Yeah, you say a prayer to your father, noticing no ill effects. And then Samson, what do you say?
Samson attempts to struggle. He's like, you don't understand. We had to cheese it. And then as he realizes that all hope is lost, he starts to shed just kind of single tears at a time. And he says, you don't understand. My friends, I had to help them complete this quest. It was my only chance to redeem myself. I can't
It's not-
fail again, not for them.
Okay. Vero, are you going to resist or?
No, Vero is going to do something much, much worse. He is not going to whistle a jolly tune as they walk. He's gonna stay totally silent.
Sad.
Yeah. As you guys are carted away, you see Snoodle get handed the scepter with the orb on it and go off in a different direction. The wizard is assuming, based on everything he heard, that it's a magical item that needs to be attuned to, and that's what she's about to do. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. You guys get carted away, going down a bunch of corridors, being roughed up, and the guards throw you into this large cave that's also holding cellars. There's some crude bars that come down in between, and there are some quiet characters in the corner, and one stands out very distinctly amongst them. None of you really recognize him, other than the fact that he looks pretty different than the others. And Cyrus, you recognize this person. It's someone you once fought with long ago, and unfortunately came to a bitter end at the hands of one of your friends. And you see someone turn around and say, "Cyrus, you son of a bitch!"
Hey, what'd I do this time?
You two, how did you die? Damn it!
Um, I guess it was more by choice. Yeah, it was not my finest moment, I guess, considering how it led me here, but I've been able to help people along the way and make new friends, and currently I'm on a quest, but you know, it's not going so great as you can see.
Oh yeah, you're in the underworld.
Well, no, that's part of the quest.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
everyone, sorry, go ahead.
no, you know, I mean, apparently when you hit the lowest of lows, you can reach the highest of highs, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, I guess that's all we can do. For everyone else, this is Solomon Goodman. Yeah.
I thought
For
so.
one of the militants that Cyrus fought with in the material realm to defeat Ocrus or Orcus, if you will. And yeah, we'll call it there.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
So season 2 will be escaping from this dungeon, presumably, and getting the orb back to Babel, because you guys took too goddamn long to get it.
Yep, that's us.
Yeah.
Faffing around
And,
too much.
Any
Yep.
questions you have for Solomon Goodman can be saved for then.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. This has been an experience, and I really appreciate you coming along for the ride.